Hello, everyone. Welcome to Big Business Spotlight, where small business is transformed into big business through knowledge and your support. We have a guest today. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing today, Kashia?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Well, we're going to get right into it. Can you tell us who you are and give us a little bit about what you do?
Okay. Well, my name is Jason Slaughter. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. Me and my wife, Lavina Slaughter. We have a business called Love's Locket. And originally, when we started this back in, I would say 2008 is when I actually started doing the books because I'm an author as well. This is where we started to get information out about relationships, marriages, because we've done counseling on in those particular areas. So we started Love's Locket probably back then, and we've been kind of building it and adding to that umbrella, not only spiritual, emotional, but also physical health and awareness.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm glad when you hear about couples kind of doing it together and working together because it shows both dynamics of
Yes,
the wife and the husband because those are
yes,
two different aspects and perspectives that you can come from when you're looking at both, genders. So that's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that, or some of the issues you have worked with as far as it comes to going into a marriage? Because I know a lot of times going into a marriage is so much more than just that wedding.
absolutely, absolutely. And we always tell people if you don't plan, if you only plan for the wedding, your marriage won't work because it takes more than just the wedding because life comes after the wedding. So one of the things that we talk about, when we're talking to singles, we tell them that you basically want to make sure that you create a what we call a vision and mission statement for your life. A lot of times we create them for our businesses, we create them for our church, we create them for a whole lot of other things, schooling, that type of thing, but we've never done it really for our life. And one of the issues that we see in marriages today when we do our counseling sessions is that most people don't understand the roles that come in a marriage. Okay, so in the vision and mission statement, we're telling people basically, you need to first, understand what the role for a husband. What is your understanding of a role as a husband? The wife. What is your understanding as a role as a wife? And we have each one actually writing these things out separately because a lot of this conversation really doesn't come into play until after the fact. And a lot of times, people they can be regretful of this decision because they didn't have the full knowledge in the beginning. So when I'm talking to a man, I'm asking him the question, well, what is your role as a husband as you understand it? Okay. And then I'm asking the wife the same thing, and I'm asking them to write down this, what they think these roles look like. And then they bring them together and they see what each one of them have said. Because now you can understand, like for a man, if he thinks that his role is, just to work, and bring home money, but nothing emotional, nothing as far as taking care of family, just bringing in money. That's all he wants to do, but the wife, her understanding of a role as a husband is that he's not only helping with financials, but he's helping with the spiritual aspect. He's helping with the emotional aspect. See, these things can clash if you don't have an understanding in them. So what that does, what the vision and mission statement does, is it gives each one an understanding of where the other person is concerning what they think their role is. And now you have kind of a roadmap of, is this a deal breaker or not? One of the questions in the vision and mission statement is, how many children do you want? So for the man, he might say, I want four. The woman might say, I only want one. Is that a deal breaker? Because I know in dating, a lot of times we date for entertainment, but we don't date for marriage. And when we're dating for entertainment, uh, I tell people that's not the way you really want to go, because in actuality, you're just actually practicing divorce in your mind. Now, how does that look? Well, when I was younger, we would date and basically just, we know that this is not going to be our wife or our husband, whichever way it goes. We know they're not going to be. So we figure we'll be with them for a period of time, and then when we're tired, we'll move on. And what happens is there's a pattern that develops in this. So now, when you find someone that you think you're going to be serious with, when hard times come, you've already developed a pattern that if I don't like what I'm seeing or whatever, I can leave. So there's no real commitment to it. You know what I'm saying? So we say, if you're gonna date someone, let them at least have the potential of being your mate. Not just something that not. We're not saying that you can't go out and have fun in groups, but nowadays when people are dating, they're doing the same thing married people are doing. And the only problem again with that, is that there's a lot of emotional ties, that and hearts that are being intertwined on this, and people's hearts are being broken, and now scars are being developed, and it just goes into a whole lot. It goes into a whole lot more. But we go into a lot more depth as far as that dating aspect, what your expectations should look like, and just being able to understand where each other are in this communicating.
Wow, you gave a lot of different perspectives and a lot of jewels you dropped, because a lot of times, like you say, when you're dating, we're just sometimes dating for fun. It's not
Dating
like,
for
oh, I'm
fun.
ready to get married or da, 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 da. And you're right. Like for me, even as for me, when you say going into, I experienced that. Like when you're dating, you're so easily, to just leave when you don't like something, but you can't
Right.
take that into a marriage, because
You
a
can't.
marriage, you have to build, you both are growing, communication. It's so many different factors within it. So on that point, as far as being in a marriage, what are some of the key things do you feel that can sustain a marriage? Because there's so many ups and downs that can happen.
Well, I'll tell you this: um, our definitions of things have to be understood, and I'll just give you an example. Um, I've asked, probably hundreds, maybe close to thousands over the years of people what their definition of love is. Okay. And they have given so many different answers because everybody's definition of love, can be different. Okay. But what I've told people is that love can be expressed in many different ways, but it can only be defined one way. Okay. And I tell them love is not just about convenience, but sacrifice. Is not about 50-50, but giving 100% commitment. Now, I've heard people say, can nobody give 100% all the time? Well, when you get married, you have to understand that you're no longer two people, but you now have become one. You've come together as a single unit, uh, working on or looking to achieve and work on a goal together. So uh, if I can only give, if I'm giving 100%, my wife may only be able to give at this particular time 30%, but there's still 100% within the unit. My wife may have a time where she give 100%, but I might only be able to give 20%, but there's still 100% given. This is where love is not about just convenience, but sacrifice. And then I tell people that love is bitter and sweet. You can't have one without the other. See, a lot of people come into this relationship with love, and they're clouded by the fact that they thinking everything is going to be roses and happy moments and all that, but it doesn't work. And love does not work like that. And if you, when I spoke to my children, and when I'm teaching them about, relationship and before even getting married, I said, look, this is the first question you got to ask yourself about this person that you say you love so much. And if you answer this question right and get this right, then, you have a chance. And the question is, am I willing to suffer for this person? Am I willing to suffer for this person? And what I mean by that, I'm saying is there are going to be times in your relationship, in your marriage, that your spouse is going to hurt your feelings, whether it's intentional or unintentional. They're going to hurt you. Okay. So you have to ask yourself during those times, am I willing to suffer? Am I willing to, okay, I know they didn't mean this, we're going to work this thing out. We're going to talk this thing out, and if they did mean it, we're going to still, if counseling is necessary, whatever is necessary, we're going to make sure we walk it through, because ain't none of us perfect. We all have things to work out. We all have our own issues, to deal with. So I have to understand that if my wife does something that I don't like, I can't say I'm done, I'm out of here. Get up out of here. I can't do that, or I can't just walk out the door. I got to understand, because we're not perfect, that there are going to be some times when, she may hurt me or I may hurt her. And we have to be able to give each other grace in those moments, so that we're able to come back together through communication. And I've had people ask me, or I've asked the question, what does good communication look like? And most people want to say, good communication is, being a good listener, and being able to, just to listen to where you're understanding what the person is saying. And I'm like, that's excellent. That's great. But it's more than just being a good listener, because I can listen to you all day and still don't do what you ask. So, a good communication is actually being an active listener with the intent on understanding what you're saying, because a lot of times we want to be understood, but we don't want to understand what the other person is saying. So, if I'm going to be a good communicator, then I have to be an active listener with the intent on understanding what my spouse is trying to convey to me, to the point where I'm now able to perform what she is asking. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Wow, that right there can change lives. That whole statement you
Yeah.
made, because a lot of times the way that you look at things, the way that you define things, does, like, it kind of forms how you're going to react to
Yes.
what's in front of you.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you brought that up as far as communication and what that all entails, because a lot of times people don't understand how deep it goes with communication. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I wanted to ask you, with doing this work, how has it enriched your life? What kind of lessons have you received from doing this type of work?
And you know what? This is good, because anytime we even do counseling, I'm learning something, because I like, we have the open conversation. I'm saying something, and I want them to be able to respond back. And we're always asking questions, concerning experiences. And you can always learn something from someone else. When you get to the point where you feel like you know it all, or you've arrived or something, then you're already missing the mark. Okay. So one of the things that I love about it and how it has changed is because I'm able to glean off of some of the wisdom that other people are bringing. My wife is able to glean off of things that other people may have achieved that we may just be coming across, because everybody's experiences are different, based on, their history, based on their upbringing. I mean, you just don't know what people go through, or the environments that they go through in it, so, for us, just being able to talk to these couples, to pour in, but also to receive as they speak, because there's always nuggets that are being passed out, whether, if you listen attentively enough, there's always something that can be gained just through the conversation. So I think in this case, through the counseling, that we've done, it's actually allow us to grow in areas, because it'd be like, look, while we're doing this, we might hear something and we'll say, baby, did you hear that? That's exactly what we're going through right now. Boom. Now we've got some knowledge, from pouring out, this is what we're supposed to do, but we picked up something now that we can now add to our own lives. And that's been a benefit. That's been a plus.
I love that. I love that you're able to kind of listen to others and get that, because, like you say, we don't know everything. So you will pick
Right.
up different things from different people and perspectives. Great. So How has your work that you and your wife have done, how has that impacted other people's lives, their marriages? How has that impacted them?
Well, we like to do videos at times with people that we have interviewed or done counseling sessions with, and what I'm hearing, from them basically is that they thank us for the sessions because it has allowed them to be prepared for what they're getting ready to go into. Because one thing is for sure, every counseling session, is not equal. Everyone doesn't go over uh, intently the things that God has graced us to be able to deal with, and just the information that they're saying that they're giving or that they're getting is things from a, like you said earlier, from a different perspective. I've been raised in a church. Obviously, everything we do is biblically founded, biblical principles. But I also am able to bring in the natural things that come with it as well. So we're not doing everything where it's all and God said, because God gives us natural principles as well that we can also incorporate in. And by doing that, the people that we have done counseling service with, they appreciate it, and they can understand it better. It's on a level that they are at. And this is, we actually are, we try to be concise concerning each person, because it's not a cookie cutter type thing. I have to literally speak on the level that they are at, and even bring examples that will allow them to to understand and to retain, because like you said earlier, this is a lot of information. So I got to make sure that when I'm talking to individuals, that I am leaving them nuggets that they can retain, whether it's in a picture or whether it's in a story form or whether it's just pure lecture knowledge. It has to be able to connect with the families that we're talking to. And from how we do it, a lot of them, they come back, which is a plus. And then at the same time, they are also, they're thanking us because they're able to use the tools that we are actually giving them in this marriage life. And I tell people, marriage is fluid. It's constantly changing. So you have to be able to change with it. And that change has to be based on growth, based on maturity. Some of the things that you're dealing with in the beginnings of your marriage, as you get through, years in that, you shouldn't be dealing with those as strong. I ain't to say some things ain't gonna come up, but maturity has to develop. Growth has to come, and that comes from knowledge. That comes from wisdom. And wisdom is only knowledge after you have used it. Wisdom can only become what it is, and when you use knowledge correctly. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Well, I'm glad you got a lot of good feedback. It's always good to have a third party in to kind of, um, not be biased, to either
Right.
party, and to come in and give some sound and solid, tips and resources to be able to do that. So thank you for the work that you and your wife do, because I know it's definitely making an impact. I did want to get into the health part of it. I know that you say you work on marriage and you also work on health. So tell us a little bit more about the health aspect that you and your wife are doing right now.
Well, we have actually, for the past 7 months, we have been taking a product called Plexus. It looks like this is our card, Plexus, and it's a all natural plant based supplement. And one thing that I've come to understand is that um, you know if your health isn't right, ain't nothing else right. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what your lofty goals are. If your health is not right, it kind of crashes. It kind of deletes everything else about it. So even as we, are helping families in the spiritual, the emotional, we're now adding to that physical part of it, because of the fact that, again, for men in general, we think that the best thing for our wives is not that we put our health as a priority, but that we get more life insurance. And that is not what our wives, that is not what the families need. They need us, and vice versa. We need them, so is life insurance great? Absolutely. But I think each partner would rather have their spouse there with them to grow old with. And specifically in the Black community, we some of the illnesses that this supplement, and this is why I love it, has been addressing. My wife earlier in the year was diagnosed pre-diabetic, and she had been taking blood pressure pills for over like 14 years. And she had an episode where I don't know, we don't know if his blood pressure went up or whatever, but she had a fainting spell. She almost passed out, and she was able to catch herself. But then one of our pastor friends out of Texas just so happened to call her on the day she had the night that she had this fainting spell, and she say, "Hey girl, I'm just checking in on you. How's your health?" And she said, "Well, it's funny that you call, and they haven't spoken in like an over a year and a half, but she calls on the very night that this health issue occurs." And she says, I just had a fainting spell. I don't know if my blood pressure went up. And she told us about Plexus. Okay, so she told us basically that Plexus was an all-natural plant-based supplement. It's designed to help those who have diabetes to lower their sugar levels. If you got high blood pressure, it's going to lower your blood pressure. It's designed to eliminate inflammation. And we know inflammation is that silent killer. So, if you got an overgrowth of inflammation, inflammation is what produces fat. That fat then produces more inflammation. If left unchecked, it causes illnesses like type 2 diabetes, colitis 1, asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, Graves' disease, Crohn's disease. It's a whole lot of different things, migraines, sleeping issues. I mean, all of these things come from what we call bad gut health. And so we were just finding out about gut health. Now you see on commercials now, every other commercial, they're talking about gut health now, because the doctors are understanding now that a lot of these illnesses start in the gut and they work their way through, our bloodstream through what they call leaky gut syndrome. And I can go really in depth on all of this, but basically the triplex combo, matter of fact, I'll show you what, it is basically this pink drink. It comes like 30 of these powders in that. And then also the Pro Bio 5 and the Bio Cleanse. These are all the triplex combos, and they're designed to promote good bacteria in the gut, eliminate inflammation in the body. It curbs, if you're trying to lose weight, it curbs your sugar and your carb cravings for the pink drink. It regulates your sugar level and your blood pressure. And then the ProBio 5, it breaks down the candida yeast in the body. It gives you vitamin C to build up your immune system. It balances out your intestinal yeast in the body and your pH levels in the gut. And then the Bio Cleanse allows you to get the 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. Because I've asked people, how often are your bowels moving? Some people's bowels are moving once a day or maybe 2 or 3 times a week. That is not how it's supposed to be. But it's going to allow that to happen. And then the Bio Cleanse also oxygenates your blood cells to allow that oxygen to go to all your major organs like your kidney, liver, lungs, heart, brain, all of that. And there's more, but I'm kind of giving you just kind of a quick synopsis of it. I do Zoom meetings on these throughout the week to give you a more in-depth about what this product does. But it's all natural. It's all plant-based. And within like 45 days, me and my wife, I was fluctuating between 18 to 20 pounds that I had lost. She was fluctuating between 15 to 17 pounds. After 90 days, we were both over 25 pounds. I'm 57 years old. I'll be 58 this month. And I'm feeling like, 20, 30 years younger. I'm out here doing the things that I want to do. And my wife, when she did go back to the doctor, they saw that she had lost weight. And this was the question, because we tell people on this product, you can continue to take your medication. Do not come off your medication until the doctors tell you to. And when she went back to the doctor, the first thing they saw was that she had lost weight. And then when her blood work came back, they saw that her sugar levels had dropped, her blood pressure had dropped, and the doctor asked her, "Hey, what are you doing differently?" And she told him, she said, "I'm not doing anything. I mean, because of the pandemic, we hadn't worked out, none of that, because everything was closed down. All of the weight loss and all that came from our digestive tracts being balanced out, and the weight just automatically came off. And then when they looked at her blood work and saw that the sugar levels and blood pressure and all that had dropped, she told them, and the doctor says, well, I don't know what that is, but it's working, so keep taking it. So we've literally actually been doing that and promoting that. Also, with our Loves Lock is just something else, as far as now the physical aspect that we brought in under, that umbrella as well. And it's just been growing. We got people who are coming off of their metformin, off of their insulin because of this product. And then they even offer a 60-day, 100% money back guarantee. They're literally saying if you commit 60 to 90 days, on this, if you don't see nothing within 60 days, we'll give you all your money back. But most folk don't do that, because of the fact that it works. We started out, I think, with helping 3 people, and it spread it up to 35 of our own within the 7 months. But the team has now grown to over 400. and
Wow.
and growing and growing. So it's, I mean, and then of course because of that, we don't have to pay for it. This is something else that even as far as if you want to make 500 to $1,000 extra dollars a month or more, you literally can do that, with this product as well. So not only is it helping your health, but by you sharing, they get Plexus gives what we call what they when you're helping referral bonuses. They're giving referral bonuses out. So I actually do this full time now because of the amount of bonuses that they have been sending to us. I was able to retire early at 57. You don't retire until 65. I was able to leave my corporate job making over $25 an hour because this was now allowing me to help people, and in doing so, it was another income coming in that just blew it away for us. So it's been a godsend in that area, but also just the fact that my wife's blood pressure, sugar levels, a couple pastors that we know have come off of their metformin, no longer considered diabetic, and it's been thousands of testimonies of how that product has helped people. But if they're looking to want to know even more about that, I can get the information to you that you can put out for that. And, we're excited. We're excited about what God is doing in our life, and in our lives and the lives of those that we love.
That's amazing. I'm definitely going to share the information. Want to get that information because I was actually having digestive issues recently, and I had a colonoscopy done. I had an allergy test. Test came back nothing. I'm not allergic to anything. And then
Yeah.
the digestion, they said I had a lazy colon. They gave me some
Mm.
medication to try, but I don't necessarily want to be taking that medication for my digestive system to
Right.
work the way it needs to. So I definitely need to find out a little bit more about Plexus because I'm all about the natural base and all of that as well. So thank you. Well, you've given us so much today, Jason. You've given us a lot of great, amazing information as it relates to marriage and then also as it relates to health. So thank you for that. So now we're going to get some information now for people that are interested in doing a counseling session with you. This is this can be done for anyone, right? In the United States or outside? Like,
Correct.
okay, great.
Correct.
Okay,
We've been doing counseling sessions via Zoom, just like this. If they are in the city, we have done face to face as well. But yeah, we do a lot of counseling sessions through that. And then of course, on my website, I have books. I'm an author. One of my books that most start out with is entitled "What Men Desire and Women Need to Know." And actually, it's funny because when God gave me that title, He said people are going to come thinking it's one thing, but they're going to leave getting something totally different. But it's gonna hit you right in the mouth, on some things that we we assume and that we take for granted. And then so I have part one and part two with that, the What Men Desire, and then the Curve, which basically talks about, once you got an understanding, what does that process look like? So I talk about that, and then I have a marriage manual as well in that's on the website that you can, that they can take a look. So outside of that, they can reach us for the books. They can reach us there for the counseling sessions, and if they want to know more about the health, they can hit up there as well with the emails, or through the website that I'll give you.
Okay, provide us with the website and how to contact you with all of those things that you've given us with marriage and health. Give us those websites so we'll be able to reach out to you so we can get more information, okay?
Okay, so the website is Loves Locket, LOVESLOCKET.org. That's for you can get the books. You can send an email for any type of counseling sessions, and as far as the health is concerned, you can do that as well. My personal email address is Jason, JASON, S as in Sam, LAU 63 at hotmail.com. So you can send an email there as well if you want to even learn more about the Plexus. And then I also have the website you can go to if you want to see some of these products. Now, I'll tell you, if you want to get wholesale pricing, reach out to us, because I can get you set up with wholesale pricing. If you go to the website and just want to purchase off of it, you'll be paying retail. But we can get you with wholesale pricing. But the website is my site. That's MYSITE .plexus, PLEXUS, worldwide, all one word, .com. And then there's a /, and then it's Lavina, LAVINA, Slaughter, SLAUGHTER, and then you hit enter. And that Lavina Slaughter, there's no spaces, it's all one word. So it actually looks like this. I think I can.
Okay, great. I will have that definitely posted as well so they can just click on the link and go directly to your websites, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you
And
so much. Do you have any, before we kind of wrap everything up, do you have any upcoming events or any upcoming things that will be coming out in the near future?
I don't have
Or anything
anything.
more you want to
I
leave
mean,
us with?
we're constantly, we're constantly doing things as far as the Plexus is concerned, and I have books. And I have music. I haven't released any of the music as of yet, but I have. There's about 5 different books on the website, so they can, if they're just finding out about us now, they can go to that loveslocket.org, and you can get those books on there. They're ebooks, and then you can also, I know the What Men Desire, Women Need to Know. That's on Amazon.com if you want a paperback, but all the other ones are ebooks, because people were saying, they didn't really want to wait. They wanted to be able to download stuff right away. So we went that route with the ebooks. And of course, with the Plexus, you do have an opportunity to check out through the website or our Zoom. If they want to, hit me up on Facebook. Like I said, we do Zoom meetings Monday through Saturday. So, and anytime you want to, if you have friends that you want to tell about this, family members, I mean, pretty much our whole family is on this product. Folk at our church, half our church members are on this product. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's a lifesaver, for many. And, I always tell people, one thing, it's not our job to convince you to want to buy this product or any product. You have to be a participant in your own rescue. And I can literally throw out a lifeline, but if you don't grab hold to it and pull yourself out of the water, you're going to drown, and that's going to be based on your choice. We have prioritized money, but we never have prioritized our health, and that's whether it's, spiritually, emotionally, mental health. I mean, we see a lot of stuff based on mental health, even these days, but, and physical health. So, this pandemic has literally, smacked us in the face and said, hey, you know what? you better be more aware of this, of your health, and how to, get your immune system to the point, because even with these variants coming out now, we've got our vaccinations done, but the vaccinations don't say that you're not going to get it, so I need to have more things building up my immune system to the point where I've got a lot of things fighting that, because I'm trying to stick around for my husband, for my wife, excuse me, and being her husband, and for my children and my grandchildren. I'm trying to be here, so and I want her here, so we're making sure that, that we are making our health a priority, and that's in every area, whether it's spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, or physical.
Well, thank you so much, Jason. You have provided us with so much information. I'm definitely going to have all your information that's available. So, guys, he's given us a lot. If you need help with your marriage, if you're going into a marriage and you need more information, if you need some assistance with your health, where you're looking for something to help with your health, he is the person to reach out to. So I'm going to provide that, and you all can just click on the link and go directly, or just reach out to him by email as well. But I want to thank you for providing all of this insight today, Jason, and all the information. It's definitely going to bless a lot tuning in. And with
I hope so.
everything, yes, with everything that was said today, dig deeper than
Yeah.
you ever have before. Love you guys. Until next time. Bye bye.
Take care. Thank you for inviting me.